I wanted to explain the process of the automation that we're going to create for you and why it is so imperative that you get Twilio text messaging or the other or any other text messaging software that you got, Zapier and a booking calendar like the Schedule Once that we recommend you get. Now, this is very important because yeah, you are going to get leads from us, of course. You're going to get leads. However, these leads need a process. They need a process in place where they are going through a process, or they're going through a system that's going to help transition them from the lead to the customer. And if you don't have a proper system, a process in place, it's going to be quite hard to, just convert these people. So we're going to help you with this process by creating a automation flow. So let's say first thing that I'm going to educate you on is I'm going to go over to the marketing folder, leads management folder, and our leads management Excel spreadsheet. Now, just keep in mind that we might combine this into the success scoreboard. So just keep in mind that might happen. But anyways, this is our lead spreadsheet. So whenever you get a lead, you're going to get a notification, and that lead's also going to get a notification. However, we're going to also input them into a database, and that's just going to be the spreadsheet right here. So right now, we get a lead, their name and email, phone number be here, and when they signed up, it's going to be here. So you can put in the notes about their stuff, and if you called them or if you're going to have a follow-up date. So this is very important. And then now, if they went to the next page and filled out an application, then they're going to be inputted here. They're going to be obviously getting, you're going to get a notification too, but you're going to get the name, email, phone number, and then whatever the answers are that the questions in the application form, whatever those answers are, you're going to get those answers inputted in here automatically, and therefore you'll be able to know, if you call someone and you got your computer in front of you, you'll be able to open up their information and then talk to them based on the answers that they asked, or that you can process that conversation moving forward. And then next is obviously the appointments. Okay, yeah, that was actually old script, but this is updated. So this is the appointment. So obviously, if they move beyond the application and they booked a automatic appointment with you, then we're going to input their information in here automatically. So the name, email, phone, and then the appointment date that they booked, and then a follow-up date if you need that. So basically, you have everything on as everything's going to be systemized and organized, so you can have everything practically in a system. And obviously, the appointment is important, getting them into the sale, or just getting them into an actual consultation face to face to the sale. So it's based on you. You've got two types of appointments. You got an online appointment or a face to face appointment. Online phone appointment or a phone call or face to face. So basically, you can set either way up. It depends on your model. However, it's very important that we're moving these people from a process, and that process leads them in a sequence to the ultimate goal, which is the sale. One other thing I want to explain is inside of our leads sheet is right here. Inside of the lead sheet, what happens is whenever we send them an SMS, they might send you back a reply. And that reply is going to go to your representative's number or your number if you're doing it yourself, and you'll be able to reply back to them and continue to move that conversation forward. It's very important that prior to the appointment, you continue to keep your conversation moving forward. That way, if you're talking to them in a conversation, whether it's text or email or most importantly, Messenger, Facebook Messenger, you're going to be able to get that person to show up for that appointment, or you're going to get that person to actually be accountable and just tell you that they can't show up, and you can push them into a reschedule option. That's very important. So you want to keep that conversation moving forward. If you don't keep the conversation moving forward and they don't message you and you don't message them, then what happens sometimes is they won't show up. There's no accountability. And often than not, it ain't because they're not interested, it's just because life got in the way. So you have to make sure you are putting these people through a process, keeping your brand in front of them, keeping your brand in their mind so that, they're going to continue to think about you up until the appointment. That's the main thing is just, you know, once you sign up, think about me, think about me, think about me until the appointment. So that's very important. So if they do send you a SMS, then that is going to also go here in this tab right here. And what's really good about this is basically we'll be able to just host SMS replies, and that'll keep everything on file so that you can just go back to that person and look at what they last said. Most importantly for us, is we can look in here and do an audit and take a look and see, hey, the people who are sending replies back saying that uh, it's not a good time to call, it's not a good time to call, it's not a good time to call. That way, we're seeing a trend of what they're replying and saying, and we can readjust our message send out based on what type of feedback we're getting from the leads. And everyone's leads are always different, so we got to make sure we're monitoring this, testing, and optimizing. So I hope all this made sense. And what I also want to talk about, very important, is the success scoreboard. This success scoreboard wasn't created by me. It was created by a partner of mine. His name was Adam McKenzie. And what this scoreboard does is basically it keeps track with what exactly is going on. And it's really, really, very valuable because you're going to see, let's just say that this month, and let me delete this right here. All right, let's say that this month is January, and let's say that our targets for January is 100 leads. Our application targets is 80 applications, and the people we want to book appointment, let's say we want to at least book about, let's say we want to book 70 out of that 80, and then obviously we want everybody to show up, so that's obviously right there. We don't want no-shows, and we don't want no reschedules, and we want, if we're pretty decent at sales, then maybe we are able to sell 60 of the 70 that's in the appointment, and maybe we can upsell, at least half of the people. So that's what you got on your numbers, right? You got our targets. We set targets first, and now on the right side is actual. So what happens actually? Uh, let's say that we got 101 lead. That's all we got. And let's just say out of those 101 leads, we actually got about 70 applications. And then we've gotten, let's say, 60 appointments that booked. And then let's say we got 25 that showed up. And we got a probably likelihood, let's see, we got about 20 no-shows. And then let's just say we got 5 reschedules. Or 15 reschedules. And then out of the 25 that showed up, and let's say you got 21 sales, and then you upsold 10. All right, for example, we got our actual numbers right here on the right. So we're able to know exactly where our leaks are. Obviously, we're hitting our targets between our leads and almost our applications and appointments, but there's a huge leak somewhere. Where's the huge leak at? Definitely the shows. So this gives us the idea as marketers to know exactly what part of the process we need to help you with, and maybe what's the difference between the appointment that's booked until them not showing up. Maybe that the drop off is because of the window. Maybe they are booked an appointment on Friday, but the appointment doesn't start to next week Thursday. Therefore, we are not keeping that conversation fluent up until their appointment. We need to keep that conversation going so that we can keep that accountability for that appointment. So, for example, maybe if we alter what we're sending them out, or alter whatever we're sending them, then over time we might be able to adjust this. So now we're getting 50 appointments, and let's just say, one no-show, but 9 reschedules. A lot more better. Now it doesn't have one no-show, and you're always going to get a certain percentage of no-shows, either because maybe they gave you the wrong number or whatever. But however, we are keeping that conversation going just because now we have an automation process in place. It's not about when we're sending it. It's mostly about what we're saying when we're sending it, and then how frequently we're sending it. That's going to help, get better results from the system itself. So now we know, okay, we got 101 leads, but only 21 sales. So that's a percentage that we can help increase by, what should we be doing on the applications, appointments, and then what should we be doing on the shows. So you got to understand the whole system. That way we know where it is that we have a weakness at and we can fix. This is very important. So you have to fill this out for us. If you update this for us at least just once a week, every Friday, then we'll be able to understand what's going on in your business, and as marketers we'll be able to understand what type of adjustments we need to make to the system that can help you with your lead generation. um, this is imperative. If you have an admin or a representative that can help you fill this out, great. Every Friday is perfect. If it's just you, all it takes is every Friday. If you can do it more than that, perfect. But every once a week, update this, and then we'll be able to look at this on our end and say, okay, what are we saying, right now? Maybe we're getting a huge amount of applications, but we're only getting 10 appointments. So what's going on between this? That way we can understand that leak. So it's very, very important. I hope this helped, and thank you so much for your time.